Hey everyone, Mherex here, bringing you another video. This one I'm going to be doing the female striker stock watch. It's been a little bit since I've done a stock watch, so hopefully you guys are ready for this one. Um, Female strikers, there's actually a lot of really good ones, so we decided we would go to 5 with two honorable mentions because I feel like there's a lot worth mentioning. Um, I'm not missing any of the female strikers, so I do have them all. So this is all of them. There are 9 of them. Actually, yeah, 9 of them. I can count. And we're going to be talking about most of them today. So we did. I'll start out with the honorable mention. We decided to pick 2 of them, and I'll talk a little bit more about my thoughts on some of them later. As we get into the top 5, like my personal thoughts. So, but first off is Sasha Banks, striker. I actually really like this card. I had a ton of fun with her during her month. You can see I fully unlocked her strap. I put a kid's lightning plate on her. I think she's very good. I prefer this move set right here. 4 random gems into blue for 6 MP, and then the 2 7 MP moves, the power gem, and it is a bit random for sure, but I really like it, and in combination with the Kids Lightning, have a ton of success on it. In fact, I think she's potentially better than some of the other ones on the list as she moves up, right? Like with the power gems and being able to recycle and stuff. So I'm just a pretty big fan of this card all around. Super good. You can run other sets. This just happens to be my favorite. Let's take a look at her on the portal real quick, actually. I'll be flipping back and forth between the portal and stuff. At 5-star gold, um, the moveset I just showed you, the random sadly doesn't get bigger. Like in a lot of cases, it would go to 5. It doesn't. Not the end of the world. The black area still is 1 by 7. That doesn't get bigger. And the power gem area, though, they are at 16K on those 9 power gems. Not huge, but I mean, you're talking, what's that, like, 150K per swipe. Um, Not terrible, especially considering she's making a area into black gems, and that can hit pretty hard. So I like her quite a bit. Works really well. Um, you can see I took mine 5-star bronze. I will probably at some point take her 5-star silver. Line bonuses tend to work pretty solid. She's got a nice sub too. I mean, if you look at the sub, I mean, 4 submission gems and do 51k damage for 4 turns. That's a pretty big sub too. So start getting the sub trainers and stuff. There's a lot you can potentially do. And there's a lot to like here. So I think for a free-to-play card in particular, it's quite good. Certainly usable for Sasha requirements, and is my favorite Sasha in the game. So let's go back over here and talk about, we decided to go with 2 free-to-plays. This next one is one I think is actually going to be really good, and in my opinion will end up very high up this list as far as ranking eventually. Right now, we're listing icon of WrestleMania Becky Lynch as one of the free to plays, but I think on her own potentially she will easily crack the top 5 of this list, and I think maybe could even push all the way up to 3. You can run this move set. She also gets a choose destroy of one of the power gems, where you could just destroy one to get an extra tick. You can set up destroy to get matches and things like that. But her power gems are quite large, low charge, and they get really, really big. And with the destroy, you could always put a plate on to help you get green back, like a heavy machinery, and put them on yellows, things like that. There's a lot of potential things you could do with her. So let's take a look at her on the portal at 5-star gold. Real quick here. So her power gems, she's making a 2 by 5 area. It's a choose. So 10 of them into power gems of strength 12k. That's like 120k. Then she's got the move to increase each of them by 12k. So you're at 240k right off the bat there. And then she has the choose 5 power gems to destroy here. So you can run it with the pump handle slam potentially and do some manipulation there. You can also run her finisher if you want to. You can run the sub that puts out more power gems. They get pretty big. It's doing 30k for 5 turns, so it's not a small sub by any chance. So there's a lot of really different things you can do. The calf kick you can set up to do some multiply gem stuff. I don't know. It's just really it's really interesting the possible build sets with her, and I feel like she's gonna do really, really well as she levels up. Actually planning on taking mine up to 5-star silver pretty quickly here in the next month or two and see what I think, and eventually 5-star gold for the affiliation, not the affiliation, the promoter thing alone. However, I do think she's going to be an excellent fighter, and I think we'll easily crack the top 5 on her own, and we won't even be talking about her as a free-to-play mention. I think she's very, very good, and a total sleeper project for a lot of people. So let's take a look now at our top 5, and start off with number 5. Number 5 is worth mentioning in particular because of the value for clearing tours and doing a lot of stuff like that. Whenever there's like a survival tour, and she can win a lot of matches for you, hit way above her weight, and that's Zombie Page. Move charge in this meta is a little bit higher, but plates can help mitigate that. The green green red setup, or the green red red rather, just like Austin, Zombie Austin. So we'd be looking like this. And you can use an aftershock plate to help speed that up and recycle really easily. She can keep people stun locked and still get a lot of stuff done for you. Pretty strong card. Striker gem damage too. And like I said, you can toss an aftershock on her. You can see how little I use mine. I don't have it even her plate even unlocked, but break green, get red. That's going to make it even easier to recycle and just keep people stun locked. We can take a look at her in the portal at 5-star gold, but she can clear a lot of content for you, hit above her weight, so very useful for that. Depending on line bonuses, you can still feud with her if that's your style. Ladies' game is a little bit behind the men's game in terms of speed, although it's certainly getting very competitive now with some of the cards out there. But Zombie Page can still do a lot for you. So let's look at her at 5-star gold. You choose 12 gems to make into silence. It's still the 2-turn skip. 45k on that one. And then 52k making 5 silence gems into red gems. So she can still get quite a bit of damage on the moves, plus then the gems at striker. So not bad at all, really. And very, very usable and can hit above her weight. She's also PG era, which is worth mentioning too, as there's not a lot of good PG cards. So certainly useful there, and then can fill all of your page requirements too. So that's why we slotted her in at number 5. Go back here and take a look at our number 4 choice. And that's Hall of Fame Wendy. Personally, you guys know I'm not huge on Hall of Fame cards because they're token-wise are really hard to get. Wendy's got a pretty nice finisher that can hit super hard, bonus damage for every black gem. You can run the double yellow with it and get there that way. You can also do some interesting things with the forearm club as she levels up. And I believe at 5-star you can also do some interesting multiply stuff potentially. You could go forearm club, leg drop, scoop slam, modify a 3x3 area into multi-gems, and then kind of turn them all black. So I think there's a lot of different ways you can go with her. We'll take a look at her on the portal. Again, Hall of Fame tokens really hard to come by, so that hurts her a little bit for me personally, as the value it's quite expensive, right? But Wendy is certainly a very strong card. And 5-star gold, you can see the finisher, 83k, and then every black gem is worth an additional 33k, so that's significant. That forearm club improves your black gain MP to 10, which is pretty big. And then here's what I was talking about, 3x3 area of multiply gems into strength 3. So that's x3. And you got 9 of them. And you are making 5 multiply gems into black gems with the leg drop. So, you know, you could go green, black, black, throw like a dude love on there. So you're making 6 multiplies. And then like a Hogan or Brie Bella. So you're making 7 into black. And then it is a random area, so you may not get all of them to turn black, but if random goes on 1 or 2, you can get most of them. Or if you didn't want to buff your black gem damage, you could just throw Titus on there, and if you have black gem damage coaches, put them there. So I feel like that could do like Edge, Zombie Edge, and the other one is like Boogeyman. You could do that, and that might be pretty solid, I would think, as well for damage at 5-star gold. Otherwise, of course, you can do this one. Same sort of thing. You could use the forearm club, or you could go with the double yellows. It's really kind of up to you. You could, you know, forearm club. You could use the botch gem set. But yeah, there's she can definitely do stuff pretty good. Really good, actually. The downside is the Hall of Fame tokens there. So we had her at number 4. Going back to the game, let's take a look at our number 3, and that's Chyna. I do have Chyna, and I do want to say, like, eventually I think I can see Icon Becky easily overtaking the first 2 talked about, and like I said, getting her out of the free-to-play category, and potentially maybe even passing number 3 here, which might surprise a lot of people that I'm saying that. But let's take a look at Chyna. You can see mine's 5-star bronze. She's really good with triple black, especially if you have like Asuka for black finisher damage. It buffs the finisher quite a bit. If you have a good black move metal. The one downside to Chyna at higher level is she can kind of run out of steam with those bigger health pools, and the finisher isn't quite big, real big. If you run one of the recycling sets, like with the running power slam in there instead, she'll recycle very well, but she won't have that big finisher, so you're going to have to take a couple 3 turns to 4 turns maybe even to drain these 5-star golds, and you're going to take a lot of damage doing it. So that's the one downside with her. My preference would be have her like 5-star silver and then kill 5-star bronze and below, or even 5-star bronze like this. She can easily handle any other 5-star bronze really quickly. But at 5-star silver, I would just stick to 5-star silver and below and not make her 5-star gold personally. But she ends up being number 3. Let's take a look at her on the portal. She's very much a bells and whistles character. You're going to want that high move damage metal. You're going to want Gooker. You're going to want Hall of Fame Ted. Or at least, if not Gooker, for sure Hall of Fame Ted. She's one of those cards that needs that extra damage to get her there. However, she does have extra value at Showdown because of the 1 MP move. So she can Showdown really well, especially if she's leading with that Hurricane Rana and just keep hitting people with that. Hurricane Rana goes up to 90k base at 5-star gold, which is not bad. You know, it's 20k higher than I have mine now. So that'll add a little bit. Let's see what else we got. The multiply gem stays strength 2. It still makes all black gems, so no big improvement there. Power bomb area doesn't get any bigger. Gorilla press drop, the choose doesn't get any bigger either, so again, no significant improvement. Running power slam, the destroy doesn't get any bigger, and the 3x3 area, the multi gem stays strength 2. So literally nothing gets bigger or better for her, not the finisher either. So there's very little reason, in my opinion, to take her 5-star gold. I think 5-star silver is a sweet spot for Chyna. Then you want to hunt people 5-star silver and below, and make sure that I would stay away from showboats probably with the higher hit points for sure. Don't take on like Naomi and Mickey. They have a class advantage over you. Will kick out even easier. But that's what I would say with Chyna. 5-star silver is kind of the sweet spot. So let's take a look at our next 2, and if memory serves correct, this was a very close call for 1 and 2, and both are very good, but very different in how they play. Oh, I am missing one striker. That's right. So I am missing one. So number 2, we have Bianca, who I do have, and she's really interesting to me. You can run her. This double red is quite common, but not with the finisher. People use this move. You can see it's not all the way leveled, the falling power bomb, and just cycle through it a bunch of times. Like with a red move like Batista, so you would run like Sting and Batista, start turn one with these. Hit this one, choose a row, hit this one, increase your black MP. Then you'd choose a 4x1 area to swap into red gems, reload these, and then hit them again and then choose 4x1 row break, right? Or even, you can also, though, yeah, that's the way you'd want to do it for sure. Then choose your row break on the multiply gems to recycle and hit a somewhat big finisher, but it's just high move damage and you're hitting it, hitting it, hitting it. Other option, and I think this one is really interesting to me. My buddy and one of the stockbrokers, Scott Go Blue, runs her this way. So shout out to him. He runs this setup, which I think is kind of ideal for my setup. The way I would want to run her is he'll hit the 450 splash, then hit the elevated double chicken wing, and with a bad attitude plate on, and destroy three blacks rather, and fill it up when he does the blue area here, the 450 splash, gets the extra blues, so it fills that up, and it lets him, when he destroys the blacks, then fill this up again, and then hit the spear, so he can hit 450 splash twice, and the elevated double chicken wing once, and then using the spear like a finisher. It's over 100k right now, so you can hit a big area and get a bigger pin, right? So you're taking off huge chunks of damage like you would with the red build, but then you're hitting a finish as well. I am going to start messing with Bianca this month, leveling her up, maxing these moves, trying both move sets, see which one I like. We can take a look at her on the portal real quick too, and her moves at 5-star gold, because personally, I think this would be my preference at 1, looking at it on paper for me. But right now, that is not the consensus with the stockbrokers. So Bianca is very good, though, and I know Scott loves her, and a lot of other people do. So the spear, which I'll call the finisher, goes to 125k, and then you got the choose blue is 65k, and the choose right here, choose 7 black gems to destroy is 61k. So you can just recycle back and forth. Bad attitude makes that easier to fill, and you can do a lot of damage with it. The traditional moveset, you can see these reds, quite large, 70k, 73k, and you can hit these moves so many times, potentially, with the swap in the 4x1, that you can just do a ton of move damage, right? Not as big of pins, though. So kind of like Icon of WrestleMania Charlotte, if you run her that way without as big a pin. Actually, they're very similar in their damage output. They're pretty much probably close to identical in their damage output with what they can do. But the Bianca has this other build set that lets you hit, like I said, I'll call it a finisher, even though it doesn't say finisher. It lets you hit a bigger finisher and potentially keep people down for the count. So I do like that about her a lot. And let's take a look at the very close number 1 that the stock brokers had. Now, this one is not one I have, so I'm just going to stay on the portal because I do not have number 1, and that's Alexa Bliss. I think it's interesting. She's one of those characters that's really strong. Maybe not super fast, although there was that one strap that was available for if you were a big spender that added 150k to move damage flat to striker females. So if you put that on her, well, combined with this 1 MP move here, it's pretty ridiculous. You could also put a flat blue metal on this. You can see it just fills itself. Damage and destroy 2 random blue gems. So assuming you have at least a few blue gems on the board, you can keep hitting this move, which very, very quickly will fill the flying form smash, and that's choose 5 gems to make into black gems. The pin bar will not move. So you can not move the pin bar with that. Of course, if you want to, you can throw this black move in and choose 2 gems to make into multiply gems of strength 3. So you have that option. You got a sub here that does 17k for 5 turns that you could throw out there. She's got a health steal with the purple moveset, where you can steal 134k health, 2 different purple moves that can steal health, so you could do that too. And there's a lot of different plates you could use to make that work. You could use destroy trainer coach, so you're destroying 3, put one of the MP plates on, get whatever MP color you need. Not a big fan of the finisher leaving power gems because it doesn't go into effect until one time through. So the finisher is only going to hit for 76k. Yes, the power gems will be down, but I don't like that moveset for her. So it's kind of a paper cut type build where you're just throwing a bunch of moves out, hitting. So it's not going to be fast. So in particular, not my style, but certainly very hard for her to lose. And very, very strong. Of course, if you had that strap, everything changes and you're just throwing out all that flat move damage. But we do have Bliss at number 1. So that will be your striker female stock watch. I do think it's pretty interesting. I think there's a lot of choices at female striker, assuming you have them, right? There's a lot of different options. I do think Icon Becky is very much so a sleeper and is going to surprise a ton of people. If you're not working on getting her yet from the Showdown store, that's who I would go after right after Batista, and certainly start trying to get her from the Showdown store. Surprise a lot of people. I would caution taking Chyna too high, as I don't think 5-star gold you'll be very happy with her, but you pretty good value of her out of 5-star silver. Zombie Page 5-star bronze would be plenty to clear content if that's the reason you're taking her up. Also, you'll win most of your stuff quickly in feud. Up to like 5-star gold you wouldn't want to mess with, but even with Zombie Page at 5-star gold, I wouldn't say you'd want to be using her in feud either. So she's on there as like someone that can clear tours and content for you, get through a bunch of stuff, and I think 5-star bronze can easily accomplish that for you. Hall of Fame Wendy can hit really hard, but is expensive with the Hall of Fame token, so keep that in mind. And Sasha, I think, can surprise a lot of people. So if you don't have Becky yet, and you do have Sasha, maybe that's your short-term solution. Also, keep in mind, Becky will work for any Becky requirements, and they tend to put a lot of those out. So, very interested to see what you guys think about this female stock watch episode, who you think is number 1, if you disagree with it at all. Went a little bit deeper because there's actually a lot of really good female strikers. We didn't talk about Ronda, Trish, or Asuka, Zombie Asuka, and they certainly are usable, but feel like these are the best ones to talk about. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share, as that really helps me out. And be on the lookout for the return of the men's stock watch. I think Showboat will be the first one on the menu. A ton has changed since the last one, so it should be a lot of fun to see whose stock's going up and whose is going down. So thanks for watching, guys. Good luck out there.